أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم براءة من الله ورسوله إلى الذين عاهدتم من المشركين صدق الله العظيم. Surah At-Tawbah, the 9th surah. This surah is obviously Madani. Like Surah Al-Anfal, Surah At-Tawbah also deals with many of the ahkam of jihad, the rulings regarding jihad, how Muslim army ought to be, etc., etc. The first few ayat of Surah At-Tawbah, it's very important for us to understand what happened from Sulh Hudaybiyah up until Fathu Makkah and then thereafter. As you see over here in Surah At-Tawbah, there is no Basmalah. There is no Bismillah that separates between Al-Anfal and Surah At-Tawbah or Surah Bara'ah. Now, right now when I recited, I read Dawood, Tasmiyah, both A'udhu Billah, Bismillah, because this is to begin Qira'ah. So if you begin your Qira'ah and then it so happens you start from Surah At-Tawbah, that's fine. If you read A'udhu Billah, Bismillah, then you can start because it's li ibtida' at-tilawah, for beginning your tilawah. It's not for the surah. But if we were reading Surah Al-Anfal, we come to the end of Al-Anfal, then you don't start Surah Tawbah with Basmalah. Then you continue reading Bara'atun min Allahi wa Rasulih. Some people, they have this that you read A'udhu Billahi min al-Nari, etc. Those are all wrong things. There's nothing, no sunnah like this. If you start the qira'at there, then you start with Bismillah as normal, and that's for the beginning of tilawah. And if you are reading from behind, from Al-Anfal, then you continue reading Bara'atun min Allah. In any case, as we said, that Sulh Hudaybiyah occurred in, the Pact of Hudaybiyah was in the 6th year of Hijrah. And there, one of the, we spoke about Hudaybiyah and Surah Al-Anfal as well. One of the points that they agreed upon in Hudaybiyah, one is the famous, the next year, only the next year, the 7th year of Hijrah, will the Sahaba and Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam be allowed to come for Umratul Qadha for 3 days also. Only 3 days. Now in this interim, all the surrounding Qaba'il and tribes of Arab, they were informed that whoever wants, they can join Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the Sahaba in their pact. They can be allies with them. Whoever wants can be allies with the Quraysh as well. As per Ruh al-Ma'ani, Alam Alusi says that this pact was signed for 10 years. They signed the treaty that there will be peace and no fighting for 10 years. And anyone who allies with any other side, with any side, the treaty applies to them as well. So there were some of those who joined the Quraysh as allies. There were some that joined Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam and Sahaba radiallahu anhum as their allies. After Umrah, for 1 year, the pact, the treaty was as they had agreed. Up until Umratul Qadha, 3 days, Sahaba radiallahu anhum, they stayed there. Then after 3 days, they came back. Some months after that, some of the allies of the Quraysh attacked the allies of the Muslimun. So, as per the treaty, that was considered to be a breach of the treaty. And what the Quraysh did, that rather than informing them or stopping them or telling the Nabi ﷺ that this is what happened from our allies and we apologize, whatever it is, they joined them in this and provided weaponry. They provided weaponry to attack the allies. When Nabi ﷺ came to know of this, Sahaba and the Muslimun, the tactic they used was that they stayed quiet about it. They said, we won't say anything. Why will we not say anything? We will mobilize militarily quietly. We won't say anything at this point. When the Quraysh saw there was complete silence, they themselves said something's going on. So they sent Abu Sufyan to speak to Nabi. At that time he had not accepted Iman. Abu Sufyan accepted during Fathu Makkah. So this is still the 7th year. So when they sent Abu Sufyan, he goes to the influential people of those that surround Nabi alayhi salam, Abu Bakr, Umar, whoever he can find, Abdurrahman bin Auf, to speak to him, tell the Prophet of Allah that he should, we should renegotiate again, sign our treaty. They ignored it completely ignore it. Because by this point, the Quraysh, they also saw the ghaibi unseen nusrah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that came in Badr, that came in Ahzab, all of this assistance. Now it's becoming very clear that the nusrah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is with them, and it's in their best interest, in the best interest of the Quraysh, that they are on the good side of these Muslimun. But they did not give in to any of this. Then 8th year of Hijrah, as we all know, Fathu Makkah occurred. After Fathu Makkah, Hunayn, and after Hunayn, Tabuk in the 9th year of Hijrah, towards Sham, towards the north, and that also the Roman army fled, they did not fight, etc. Since this time, what had happened, besides the Quraysh Makkah, so that one was Quraysh Makkah who broke their treaty. There were 3 other types of tribes when it came to the treaty with Muslimun. There were those who still had a pact with Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, with the Muslimun, and there was a time limit to it, and they did not break their pact. Then there were those who had a pact, but there was no time limit. And the third was those that had absolutely no treaty or agreement. Regarding the first, the mushrikun, that the ayat of Surah Tawbah will come, the فَإِذَا انْسَلَخَ الْأَشْهُرُ الْحُرُمُ فَاقْتُلُوا الْمُشْرِكِينَ حَيْثُ وَجَدْتُمُوهُمْ. What Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted now from Nabi alayhi salatu is that Jaziratul Arab, the Arabian Peninsula, should now become a fortress of Islam. Now in a fortress, can you have those that are not only those that do not align with your thinking, but those that have continuously shown animosity and shown that they are not going to let you strive and not going to allow you to move forward? Obviously, that's not possible. You cannot have 2 battling people in one fortress, right? The fortress has to be for only one camp. So, the hukum of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is that the Jaziratul Arab, the Arabian Peninsula, should become a fortress of Islam, and mushrikun should not be allowed to take up residence over there. And this would happen over some time. As the treaties are coming to an end, or those that do not have a treaty, they are asked to leave. So, from the 9th year of Hijrah, when at the time of Hajj, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed before this the ayat, and Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam appointed Ali radiallahu anhu, as it's going to come, وَأَذَانٌ مِّنَ اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ لِلنَّاسِ يَوْمِ الْحَجِّ الْأَكْبَرِ أَنَّ اللَّهَ بَرِيءٌ مِّنَ الْمُشْرِكِينَ وَرَسُولُهُ فَإِن تُبْتُمْ فَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ إِلَى آخِرِهِ. So these various groups had various rulings. So those mushrikun Mecca, the Quraysh who had already broken the treaty, for them it was that until the Ashhurul Hurum, the sacred months, you have respite for that time. After that, if anyone, because they had broken the treaty, then فَقْتُلُ الْمُشْرِكِينَ حَيْثُ وَجَدْتُمُوهُمْ. Those specific mushrikun, if they are found, then they will not have amnesty and protection. They will be put to the sword. Why? Because they are the ones that broke the treaty, and they violated it, and they were asked to leave, and they did not leave. Now what happens is that those who have ill feelings and want to show wrongs about Islam, what do? They open this ayah of the Quran and go around and say, see, the Quran says kill everyone wherever they find. But there is obviously a background to this, there's a context to this, what is being spoken about. So al-mushrikeen, alif lam in Arabic, by default is lil-ma'hud, lil-ahd, and he is specific. Then there were those groups who they had a pact with and they did not break it. So for them, the hukum was that until the end of your time, until the term ends, the treaty will be upheld as we had agreed to. When that time comes to an end, then after that they have to migrate and they have to leave Jaziratul Arab, the Arabian Peninsula. And as far as those that did not have any pact whatsoever, then for 4 months they will be given time, and arba'at ashhur, and after that their time will come to an end. So the beginning of Surah Tawbah, as we said, as per the Tafseer of Ali radiallahu anhu, it does not begin with Basmala because it starts with Bara'ah, that there's a renunciation. So it doesn't, so to say, fit with Rahman Rahim, and the apparent meaning of it. So bara'atun min Allahi wa rasulihi, that there is a renunciation from Allah and His Rasul to all of those الَّذِينَ عَاهَدْتُمْ, that you had previously had a covenant with from the mushrikeen. Inshallah, from the second verse we will continue next week. سبحان الله.